What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy with Fluesbrothers Chimney Service coming from the work truck today. I'm at the DMV trying to get tags for a new vehicle that we had gotten and trying to exchange some for a couple vehicles that we had exchanged or sold. And everybody knows what it's like coming to the DMV. It's nice because they have this texting system, but I think it's broke. The last two times I've been here over the past week, it's weird because it'll tell you you've got 40 minutes and then you're at the front of the line and then you're back to 40 minutes again. And so hopefully they get that fixed. But I've noticed some automations in here and a lot less people helping people here. So the future's interesting, but I dare to say that the DMV is probably going to be altering. Brandy had talked last night that her and her friend drove by a McDonald's. My wife, her and a friend went to a event and they were driving by a McDonald's, and there was hardly anybody in this McDonald's, like staff-wise. And Brandy pointed out that's one of those, automated McDonald's where they've got the self-order board and everything else because everybody's hurting. So what does that mean? Well, it means that, obviously there's going to be a lot of changes. People are going to try to take advantage of technology. And then also the other thing is that there's just, you're gonna have to wait a little longer for things. With that being said, we're into the busy part of the season. You're probably finding that if you're calling chimney sweeps, they're probably booked out pretty far, maybe even after Christmas, maybe into January. It's not uncommon this time of year. Once the weather hits a little cooler, people start thinking about things, and the phones start ringing off the hook, and you can only keep so much staff year after year, and like most businesses are struggling because you can't just hire someone and snap they're trained. Everybody wants someone that's trained and knowledgeable and everything, and we've got systems in place. We have senior techs checking things and stuff like that to definitely help along, so you aren't just getting somebody that hasn't been doing it very long. You've got people that have done things for a very long time, but there's only so many of those people. So if you haven't gotten on the bandwagon to get your chimney checked and everything, you're probably going to have a bit of a wait, just like every year at this time with chimney sweeps. But go ahead and get it on the books. You don't want to just settle for who can get to me first, because you might be losing out on quality and everything else over hey, I just need it done. And it's always amazing to me, people. It's amazing how strong those needs or wants in your head are, that you kind of stop thinking about, hey, maybe I should be checking to make sure they background check or they have insurance and they're a real company and things like that. So it's important stuff, people coming into your home, things of that nature. But I saw in the news, I didn't read the story yet, but I kind of glanced this morning, saw in the news that another person got stuck in a chimney. I think they might have, it seems like every year we either get people that are stuck in chimneys or they find dead bodies in chimneys, things like that. Typically it's someone trying to break into a house and they think, I'll come down the chimney like Santa. It does not work. We've talked about this in the past. If you can squeeze down the flue lining, which is typically not big enough, there are some out there that are big enough. If you can squeeze down through there without your body swelling and getting stuck and everything else, you will get to an area called the smoke chamber. It's like an upside down funnel. Here's the problem. If you make it to that smoke chamber, there is a damper and a firebox and a lot of concrete and a lot of mortar and everything else. You are not going to get any farther than that. So if your big plan is to either get into your house or get into someone else's house or break into a house or whatever, you're probably going to suffer that same fate, or you're going to have to get rescued by the fire department. Regardless, it isn't going to work. So let's just stop that. Probably if you're a thief or whatever, you might want to consider even anybody in this and doesn't understand. Look up anatomy of a fireplace. It's always funny to me that everybody always has an opinion on things, or someone's uncle, someone's brother, someone's cousin, general contractor, everybody. Yet simple, silly things like this happen because people don't take a minute to educate themselves on stuff. instead of just, you know, what seems reasonable to them. But yeah, you're not going to be getting into your house through the chimney. You're going to end up being another statistic. So there you go. So there's a hot tip. Let's see here. Another hot tip. When you have chimney work done, it doesn't stop the need for regular maintenance. If you have chimney work done, because your chimney, most of the time, most of the repairs we see aren't necessarily code violations of the time and that it was built, things like that. What a lot of it is, besides all that, put all that code stuff away. Let's look at just age of things. Hey, since I started doing these videos, I've gotten older. You can probably see some more wrinkles and stuff. That happens with time. Well, everything gets old and things need repairs over time. And a lot of times they go left untreated for a long time, and they don't get better. They only get worse, as one of my clients told me the other day. And he was right. He was right. And so, but here's the other thing too. If you're going to invest in any type of repairs, or a car, or any type of a toy, like I have a motorcycle, that even a bigger house, even a house, period, though, all of those things require maintenance. If you're going to use it, you know, if you're driving a car, you're going to have to get oil change. You're going to have to get brake pads, things like that. It should not be shocking, and things should last a certain amount of time. If I get brake pads, okay, you know, about how long can my tires last? Well, if they're 50,000 mile tires, you would hope they last, but let's be real, they probably aren't going to make it to 50,000 miles. That's an expectation. Same thing goes for chimney repairs and stuff, but I still have to have those tires rotated in order for them to last longer. If I don't maintain these things, it isn't going to last as long. And if I'm driving over rough terrain, or I'm driving through construction sites and nails and stuff like that, it's going to limit it even more. So we were out on one, I saw, and the guys were out, and some people think, okay, I had this repaired, so I never have to do anything to it again. But if you're using it, of course you do. You need to maintain it, because you're getting creosote deposits, or everything needs service, or what have you. And that's why we send out coupons every spring and summer when things slow down, and we're able to come out and give a nice sizable discount for our previous customers. And it helps maintain warranties, because just like anything, when you go to Home Depot, or when you have a house built or whatever, you get a 1-year warranty. A 1-year parts and labor typically, unless it's outlined differently, but that's pretty general. Past that, most places, like if you had a house built, you'd have to buy like an insurance package or a warranty package or something, and that's through a separate company. If you buy an appliance at Home Depot or Nebraska Furniture Mart or whatever, past that, they try to sell you an extended warranty package. The cool thing about, with at least the way we do it here at Fluesbrothers, is we don't charge for extra for a warranty package. We don't charge extra for the discounts that we offered for previous customers. We send stuff unless you opt out, which a lot of people do, and then they turn around and they're calling us and going, hey, you know, why didn't I get the coupon, or what? Well, you opted out of stuff, so you got to make sure you stay opted in. We don't send a lot of wasted emails and stuff, or texts or whatever. But the person we were out on today, we haven't seen her for 5 years, had a little bit of a problem up top. We had done repairs on it, but their chimney was starting to get very glazed over. So that tells me, okay, well, you know, maybe they had someone else doing the service. No, they didn't. 5 years, it looked like, and I've been in this for a long time, over 2 decades, and I can tell, hey, you know, that looks like about 5 years worth of usage, and maybe a little less, but they're starting to glaze over the chimney again. And the reason they had it repaired in the first place was from a flue fire, where they hadn't had it serviced, hadn't had it maintained, and just used it, and it eventually broke it. And so if they don't start doing better, just like not going to the dentist, and you start getting cavities and stuff, you're going to start building up and ruin what you've spent a lot of money on and everything, because you didn't maintain it or whatever. So make sure that even after you're having work done or what have you, that you're having it maintained. And a lot of times having it maintained will renew your warranty up until the product warranty is fully taken care of. And that's a great thing. So it's just one of those deals where you don't have to buy you're basically your money that you typically would spend on an extended warranty is being taken and put towards the maintenance, making sure that when you have a fire in your house, that everything's working fine and everything else, because so many people want to ask, hey, is it safe? Is it safe? But the biggest reason why we can't say, oh yeah, good to go, safe or whatever, is just like having a vehicle. You're driving the vehicle. Same thing with you're the one having the fire in the fireplace. That's out of our hands. And typically I've found that a lot of house fires and bad things that happen are human error. So it's unfortunately, we can't come drive the car for you, and your auto mechanic can't either or whatever. So there's only a certain amount of things we can do to give you the situation that we all want and hope for. So one thing that we tell people is, look, we can't guarantee safe, but we can make things safer, right? And that's a great way to put it. I heard that the other day from a gentleman in our industry. Safer, yeah, but at the end of the day, you're the one having the fire and having to open the damper and making sure everything's working right. We're not leaving it unattended, things of that nature. It's so important, so important. So never forget the you aspect in a lot of things. I know I do on a daily basis. Sometimes I look at things and I go, okay, am I the problem here? And sometimes I am. It's just a part of being human. So anyways, but little dreary today, a little rainy, probably a nice day to cuddle up next to a fire when you get home this evening. Hopefully the wet weekend gets a little nicer. I think it's supposed to get a little chillier this evening. And so have a great weekend. Go Chiefs. I'm pretty sure they play this weekend. I'm starting to get on that bandwagon. We're figuring it out. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Just some good tips from Fireplace Friday. Oh, look at this car. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that. I had to turn it, but that is a cool car. That was a cool car. I don't know if you can see that. It was like one of those Vipers, I think is what it's called. Anyways, sorry. See ya.